Welcome to our daily Forex market analysis, and this is for trading on September the 10th, 2019. Just a quick disclaimer here before we get started. This is for educational purposes only. Trading is a risky business, so please be careful with your money. As usual, we'll start off by taking a look at our calendar here. Excuse me. All right, so in terms of our data coming up here, we do have the business confidence numbers for Australia as well as the CPI numbers for China. And then coming up tomorrow here, we have average earnings index as well as the employment numbers here for British pound. So here, if the numbers come in below expectations here, that will have a negative impact on British pound. However, if they come in above expectations, that would be positive for British pound. So right now, British pound has a lot of optimism because of the Brexit stuff. So as a result of that, we have seen British pound go up quite a bit. Now, if we see positive data on top of that, then we're likely to see even, we could see higher British pound as a result of that. And then we also have, for US and Canada, we have Canada here, housing starts and building permits here. The housing market is very important. So these numbers could have an impact on Canadian dollar. Again, above expectations will have a positive impact here on Canadian dollar, and below expectations will have a negative impact. And then we have consumer sentiment numbers coming out later in the Asian session here for Australia. So 2 days back-to-back data for Australian dollar here. Again, if the numbers are below the previous numbers here, will have a negative impact on Australian dollar. So far Australian dollar has been positive, as well as New Zealand dollar overall, because the equities markets have been good with the US and China talking. Overall, the market has been doing well with the risk sentiment here. All right, so let's go on to our charts. As usual, we'll start off by taking a look at our euro here. So with the euro here, we have seen euro trade in a range over the last few days here. We have seen it just go sideways here since Friday here, it's been going sideways. Now with the euro here, we do have ECB coming up later in the week, and that is probably keeping the euro in check. It's just keeping it sideways because right now the market's looking at ECB making some monetary policy decisions. So at this point, we see that this is kind of where euro has been. So we do have a bullish candle close today, but in spite of that, price has been trading sideways here. So with this one, my bias is neutral. I think with the euro here, we could see a decline if the market participants start expecting ECB to take monetary policy action. That means they expect ECB to provide more stimulus or have that expansionary monetary policy. So that could have a negative impact on euro, but it is a bullish candle. So I'm going to be neutral here. So basically looking for euro to trade in this range here. So at this point, I think today or overnight, we could see euro go up. So for now, bias is bullish within this range. So looking for it to go into 1.1085 level and then potentially coming back into the range here. So bias is bullish to neutral here. So just looking for it to go back into the top here. Now, should it go through, then it could very easily go into the next level here at 1.1120. But for now, first target is 1.1085 for euro dollar. So slightly bullish here, but within this range. Pound dollar here, British pound has been positive here. So we have seen a bullish candle close here for today. So bias is bullish. But now do recognize that price is into resistance here. So this one has also just traded sideways for now. and it is pushing higher though, so bias is bullish. But because it's into resistance, if it doesn't go through the resistance, we could see price come back down towards 1.2230 here. But should it break through here, then we're looking for price to go higher. And in that case, the first target is 1.2400. And then beyond that, we're looking at 1.2450. But again, the question would be, can it make through this resistance? If it holds above 1.2350, then we're looking for price to go higher. Bias is bullish here for pound dollar. Aussie dollar here, this is looking bullish as well. We have seen price go up. For the last several days here, price has been going up. So bias here is bullish. Next target here is 0.6900. And then second target here would be 0.6920. It could probably go a little higher into 0.6940. So bias is bullish for Aussie dollar here. New Zealand dollar here, this one is looking bullish here as well. Now with this as well, this one is into resistance. So for the last 2 days here, price has not managed to break through the resistance. So we do need to see it actually close on the other side of the resistance for this one to continue, but bias is bullish for now. So once price goes through the resistance here, then we're looking for price to go forward. So basically this is with caution here, bullish, but with caution. So if it goes through, I will look for a pullback and then a continuation higher here. So bullish bias for New Zealand dollar. And then second target, so first target is 0.6500, second target 0.6550, back into this support resistance level. So bias here is bullish, especially this support resistance level at 0.6500 is pretty strong. So just be careful with that one. So bullish bias here for New Zealand dollar. Dollar CAD here. This one, we did see price drop here. Now, this one is neutral here. We have a large pin in the bottom here. So this is interesting. So what I would look for here is price could go a little bit higher into 1.3200. And if it stays below 1.3200, I would look for it to drop further. But should it go through this level, then I'm looking for price to go up higher here. So watch out for that. So right now my bias is neutral because I don't like this large pin in the bottom, which shows rejection. So I would look for price to go up a bit. And if it stays below 1.3200, then I'm looking for price to drop towards 1.3100. But should it go through, then I'm looking for 1.3250 and then potentially into 1.3280. So this one here, bias is neutral for today. Let's take a look at commodities here. First, we are looking at silver here. Silver, we have a nice bearish pin bar here. So looking for price to drop further. 17.50 is the target here. So bias is bearish for silver. Gold here is also looking bearish. We have a bearish candle close today. So looking for it to drop further towards 1480 here or 1478. So bias is bearish here for gold as well. Oil is looking bullish here. So oil has actually broken out of this range that it was trading in for quite some time here. So this is bullish. Next target here is 58.80. And if it goes through that level, we're looking at 59.80. So bias is bullish for oil. Copper here, copper is at an interesting level here. So it's right into the top of this range. So this is where it's been trading for a while. Now, interesting thing is though, it came back and now it's holding above this previous level at 2.57. So I would say if it holds above this one, so if it's holding above this level, it is likely to go higher. So this is something to keep in mind here. So looks like it's doing a bit of a pullback for a further move higher. So next target is 2.64 here. So bias here is bullish for copper. Bitcoin still going sideways here, trading in this range. We have a bearish candle close here. So this one could drop further here. Next target is 97.50. So a bit more of a drop could happen, and we could actually see price come back towards this lower level here as well. So bias is slightly to the downside here, but overall this is neutral here. It's just trading in this range for the last couple of weeks here, or actually the entire month of August here is just traded in this range. But I think we could see a bit more of a drop here as well. So neutral to slightly bearish bias for Bitcoin. S&P 500, this one is at an interesting level here. We are right into this resistance. But the interesting thing about this one is that price has not broken this resistance for the last 3 days now. So if it hasn't gone through, which means it could drop. So keep that in mind. I think we could see a move back down here towards 2940 level if it does not break above today's high here. If it doesn't break through the resistance, I will look for a move down here. So my bias is from neutral to more bearish here. So the longer it doesn't break, the higher the chances that it's going to drop. So bias is bearish. 2940 is the target for S&P 500. NASDAQ here, this one is doing the same thing. It's stuck at a resistance level here. So 78.80 is the level where it's stuck. So bias is bearish. I will look for a move down towards 77.80 level and then potentially into 7700 level. So bias is bearish for NASDAQ. And then DAX here. DAX is bullish here or neutral here, but I think this one could go a little bit higher here into this previous support resistance at 12,270. And if it stays below that level, then I would look for price to come back down. So bias here is neutral. There is a little bit more room to the upside at 12,270, but if it doesn't go through, I'm looking for a drop. Then the first target would be 12,165 and then 12,000. So neutral bias here for DAX. And FTSE here, FTSE is looking bearish here. It is stuck below our resistance. So we had a drop, a pullback, and a drop here. So let's take a look. So a drop, pullback, drop, pullback, drop. That's what I'm looking for. So looking for price to drop further. 71.65 is our target here. So bias is bearish here for FTSE. And last but not least here, we are looking at Nikkei here. Nikkei, bullish bias here, but now we are into resistance. So if it doesn't go through 21,450, chances are it will drop from there. So important thing to keep in mind. So today's candle close was bullish. This is nice bullish candle here. So bias would be to the upside, but we are right into resistance here. As we can see, this resistance, support resistance goes all the way. Price had trouble here, then here, again over here, had trouble here. So basically, this is where market has reacted several times. So it is an important support resistance. So I would look for it to go into 21,450. If it doesn't go through, we're likely to see a drop. So for now, though, bias is bullish, but this is where I would keep an eye on the market. If it does go through this level, next we're looking at 21,580, so it could go higher. And then this is also an important support and resistance level. So for now, bias is bullish, but like I said, if it stays below 21,450, I will look for a drop from there. All right, so that's it for today. Have a great trading day, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Bye for now.